Alright guys, so we are under the hood of the Xterra again, and as you can see it is pretty difficult to get to some of these things, but we're gonna try because I can't get to the store to get another gasket. But I did see a YouTube video where a guy did change all of these plugs without removing the plenum. However, the box and all of this stuff in the front is actually going to have to come off because I have to get to the belt down there. I'm gonna go ahead and change that belt. It looks a little ratty. And I'm gonna go ahead and change the plugs. So basically what I got are 6 of the NGK Iridiums. I went and got this Continental belt. I got this from AutoZone. This one has a 3-year guarantee. So basically every year just go and check it, make sure there's nothing wrong with it, and then if you have any issues, just go ahead and take it back. Now I did kind of want the Nissan belt, but number one, it was twice as much. But it did last 100,000 miles. So we're gonna take our chance with this one with the three-year warranty, because you know anything goes wrong within 3 years, we can just change it and that'll be fine. And if I actually just come to just not like it and I get tired of doing this, then I will go ahead and get a Nissan belt. But yeah, I went ahead and got some more plug boots for this guy, and we're gonna go ahead and change those as well. Coil-on plug insulators were $26.99. They're like 60 bucks, maybe twice as much for the Nissan ones, and they probably don't really have to be changed, but I figured I'd go ahead and change them because I'm old school, and when you do plugs you do wires, and since this is a coil-on plug, you'd go ahead and just change the boots. And not to mention the boots on some of these Nissans, which I've had experience with, they corrode right on top of the spark plugs, and you can have a very difficult time getting them out. I just had a problem with that with Mr. Windear. Yes, Mr. Windear, you're still considered my top commenter. So if you're watching this, yes, you're still considered my top commenter, right along next to Antonio Claudio Michael. So you guys can go ahead and fight that out, whoever wants to be the top commenter on that. I like you guys both just the same. You're both #1 in my book. There, all right? So spark plugs, new boots because the other boots like to corrode and get messed up, and a new belt because my belt looks ratty. New cabin air filter for that, and then I'm not going to change the engine filter for the Xterra because that one was K&N, and all you got to do is clean those up. So I just used a little bit of degreaser and a nylon brush, and boom, bap, I had that one done. I'm going to go ahead and start taking apart the engine covers and intake stuff. I'm gonna go and do a time lapse for that. Basically it's just, you know, undoing these. Basically I'm just gonna take this part off. I can leave that in place. I'm not really worried about that. So here you guys go, getting started, and enjoy. Alright guys, so what I wanted to just show you real quick is that to get that upper plenum off, these 2 bolts right here were 10 millimeters, and they went right on these right here. So sorry I didn't go real crazy showing you tutorializing this thing, but these had to come off, and then all I did was loosen this, and this one went to the throttle body, this went to the air box, and this whole assembly came out exposing all of this here. So now what I'm doing is I'm removing these 10 millimeter bolts here and one here, and there's also a 10 millimeter bolt right here, but I don't think it goes to anything. But basically I'm going to try to get this plastic cover for the fan removed so that I can remove there are fan bolts right down in there. If you can see them, barely see them right down in there. I'm going to be removing those fan bolts, which I also believe are 10 millimeter. You can see one, so you can see right down in there. I'm going to go ahead and get those guys remove so I can take the fan off, and then I can take the belt off. So you're going back on the time lapse. I'm just showing you that these are 10mm jobbies here, 10mm guys there, and 8mm guys for the removal of the intake strap and the little faceplate thing here. I'll show you guys what I did after this time lapse. Alright guys, so what was off camera is what you didn't see off camera, because I didn't, I decided, well, I kind of just stopped time lapsing when I started having trouble with that nut down there. And as you can see, there's a nut missing along with the stud and everything, because it stripped so badly that I just couldn't get it out, and so I ended up having to cut it off with the Sawzall. Yeah, how did I fit the Sawzall in there? Well, the Sawzall just kind of fits right down in there and somehow got right on the back of the nut and the stud combination, and I wound up taking it off. When I find the rest of it, I'll show it to you, but yeah, I had to cut that damn thing off. But now it looks like this stuff should be ready to release, and yeah, we can get back to business. But the worst part about this is that it's getting late. I haven't done my burpees yet. I got to do my burpees, and then I'm gonna take this fan off. Hopefully this should be the end of it. Hurry up and do my burpees, and I'm gonna try to come back out here and complete what I started. So you'll probably see me back here tired or in the morning. So I'll see you later. Okay guys, I have finally gotten enough room to get to this daggone belt, and as you can see, there is that broken stud right there. Not broken, but I had to cut it, and I know a little trick to get that out. What I'm probably gonna do is get one of the other nuts, screw on, you know, whatever is poking out right here, and then just catch a couple of threads, weld it on, and then back it out with a driver, or back it out, you know, with a ratchet or something, and maybe we can get that all squared away. And basically this daggone shroud was a pain in the neck to get out. But you can see they have these little channels, and those little channels are where some of these coolant hoses kind of just funnel in. These little holes, it clamps onto the hoses here. And if you don't get them all off, if you don't take all those little hoses, get all those little hoses out of all those little clamps, it's gonna hold on to that thing and you'll never get it out of there. And on top of that, you'll never clear it without taking off the auxiliary fan as well. So that had to come off to get that out. All the little hoses had to be unclamped to get that off. I ended up with a broken stud, or cut stud. To do that, I also had to take off the upper radiator hose, which thank goodness, good and bad, that the coolant wasn't filled all the way to the top, which I'm gonna have to top that off when we're done here. So I'm gonna continue and go ahead and take the belt off, go ahead and remove that stud, put the new belt, route the new belt back on, and then unfortunately I can't finish this job today because I have to go to the store to get another stud and nut. And let's see if we can go ahead and at least get as far as we can, get everything disassembled, hopefully even get the tune-up done, and then all I have to do is go back and re-stud another nut, and then reassemble all the stuff over here in that pile. So yeah guys, pain in the butt, but it has to be done. So I'm gonna keep working, and I'll see you in a bit. Now, as you can see over here, these plugs right in here, these don't appear to be difficult to get to. There's one there. They're just all right in there if you can see them. Alright, sorry guys, so getting you a good angle is kind of difficult for these, but they are relatively easy to get to on this side. You can see the coil pack sitting right next to that little green knob. So here is the green knob, and then the coil pack 2 and 3 are pretty easy to get to on this side. So I'm not going to start there. I'm going to start with the difficult stuff first. Get a light. But you can see there is one coil down there. You can see the plug connected to it, and they're just going to be a pain. I'm not going to be able to put the camera in there and do it like I want, so it'll probably just be like a time-lapse thing. But I do have a video where a guy does this, and he does a really good job of it, so I'm going to link that in the description as well. So, alright, wish me luck. Alright, so I'm busting out the old wobble extension here, and a few other choice things to try to move this thing along, so we'll see what we got. Alright guys, I got one of these little guys out. That's the one in the very back. Ended up pulling that one, and basically you just kind of pull these off of here. I'm going to go ahead and replace it with these new ones that I got from AutoZone. Alright, so here's the new one with the original coil. You take the spring and you put it right here on the coil itself, on the coil pack itself. This goes right here, and this is what causes your charge to go down to the spark plug. So this goes on top like this, snaps on. Once that's snapped in, then everything should fit just right. You want to get some of that little boot lube here, or a little bit of anti-seize to keep this thing from getting sticking to the spark plug. That can be a problem, and it has been a problem before. So guys, what I decided to use was just regular anti-seize. I had a little bit left over, so I'm just gonna put a little bit here. I'm gonna leave this here. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the rest of them, just make sure I keep them in order, and then that'll be it. Alright, I got the second one out. Didn't even take that long, not too bad. The one in the front is gonna be the toughest one to deal with, and I'll do it for that one. On to the next. Alright guys, so I did manage to get the last one out. So let's go ahead and pull the plugs out of there. Swap the plugs. And then we'll be done for that side. So, yep. Then I can go ahead and put the coils back in, which this might have to go in pieces. I have to figure that out. And then we'll work that thing in there. We'll work them out, we'll work them back in. Alright guys, just to show you the type of spark plugs I'm using, what I'm using are the NGK Iridium LFR 5 A1X-11s 4469. Now these are just one of the few compatible ones that you can use, but the ones that are actually in there right now, if you guys choose to do it, are the DIL FR 5A11s. So these are slightly different. It's got like the little dual node here, and these do not have the dual node. However, they are compatible. They'll work just fine. I'm going with them because I already got them, and I don't feel like stopping right now. So I'll see you later. Well guys, here I am at 2:14 in the morning. Well, excuse me, 1:14 in the morning, because I'm trying to get this thing on the road before my wife goes to work in the morning. But it looks like, you know, that ain't gonna happen, because now I saw the guy do it, and what he ended up doing is having to drop down. He ended up dropping down to 5/16 down there onto the plug, and then he put an extension down on there, and then he turned it and got it loose. Well, when I did it, I guess the extension I used was a little too long, so now I can't get a ratchet on there, nor can I put another extension on there to a ratchet, and nor can I get the damn thing out of there. it's just stuck. So, you know what? Screw this. I'm taking the intake off. It's happening. Looks like I'm doing this the wrong way. I'll admit when I'm wrong. I screwed that one up. They said it's not necessary if you can get around it with a bunch of tools, but to me it seems like a very long and tedious way to do it. I don't like it. This thing's coming off. I'll just have to grab another gasket. It's coming off. Alright guys, so this pain in the butt continues. But I finally got the intake manifold off. Usually you're supposed to replace the gaskets, but due to this coronavirus thing, I'm having trouble finding one. Modified times, and you know, I just don't have time to have one ordered. But these gaskets actually do look pretty good, and I've reused these rubber gaskets before with no problem. So basically I'm just going to clean all this up, clean all that up in there, clean all that up, and we're going to go ahead. I'm just going to keep going. You shouldn't have any leaks. Hopefully there's no leaks. I'll just go ahead and put a tiny bit of grease around all those little guys there, try to help it seal, and we'll see if that works. And then we're gonna go ahead and finish getting these guys out of here. So yeah, we're just gonna do that. Like I said, I had to take it out anyway because that nut broke. And basically what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna replace it with a bolt that's just small enough to fit in between there, and I can just bolt it on in, and it'll be fine. And at this point, I'm kind of on some on like limited supplies because of the stores and this whole thing. You know, it really puts into perspective how easily you could have gotten things and had things done before this whole thing happened, and how quickly things can change, and how lucky we kind of are at this point. Like for example, you know, just going to the store and getting things, even just modified hours. It can put a hindrance on you, and you don't realize how easy it is to kind of just get things done if you just go ahead and just do things. And yeah, so you know, it's just putting shit into perspective for me. So I just wanted to go ahead and throw that out there. So we're moving on. We got the intake manifold on. I done bolted everything up. All the hoses are pretty much all together now. I'm gonna go ahead and there you go. The auxiliary fan is about to go in, and the fan shroud is about to go on. Alright guys, so Techie G has joined us again.
What's happening?
And what we got going on here, look at that engine bay. So we put a little shine on there, and yeah, cleaned it up, degreased it. She's running real nice and smooth now. But so far so good, she's running good. No check engine lights. No check engine lights. Got the tire light. That's about it. VDC off, that's always off. Techie G's gonna get his front brakes done, and I'm gonna do the front brakes on the Tundra. But I gotta hurry up and go to the store and get it before they close, so see you guys later. Hey, what's up guys? It is the following day, and as you can see, once again, there is open area in the shop. All of the maintenance on all of the vehicles have been done. Oil change on the Tundra, rotors and pads on the Tundra, and the reason why the floor is the way it is because we had a spill, and I'm going to show you what the result of that spill is. It's actually this. Yep, that's primer in there. And the reason why there's primer in there is because, well, when I let the truck down, I let it down on a brand new gallon of primer, Rust-Oleum primer, that I was supposed to have for the trailer. I was going to take it back and get some more black. Well, I'm not doing that now because I completely destroyed that can of paint by running over it with the Tundra after doing the brake job. Thank goodness Techie G was here to stop me from keeping on driving. It was just a pain in the butt. But anyway, this is the end of this video. All the vehicles have been serviced, and I know it's kind of been like one of these kind of sketchy kind of videos where it's not quite a tutorial and it's not quite a vlog. I don't know what to call this, but you guys are gonna see it anyway. So everything's pretty much serviced all at the same time. Now that that's all done, we can get back to this guy. So right now, I kind of got another little mess on my hands. Not as bad as it normally gets after dealing with a bunch of cars. Normally it gets really, really bad. But now that I actually have like the shop in a decent kind of order, you know what? Cleaning this up shouldn't be so bad. So that's what I'm gonna do now. Don't worry, you guys don't have to worry about that. I'm just gonna end the video here. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. If you like what I'm doing here, check out my Zazzle store. You might like some of the merchandise. If you do, go ahead and help out by supporting, by picking up a few items, and help support the channel. So thanks again, guys. Keep wrenching. Wrench out. Peace!